Hello everyone. In today's session on soft skills and interpersonal communication, with me Waheeda, Assistant Professor at the Institute of Aeronautical Engineering, we are going to learn a few things about grapevine communication. As we all know that human beings cannot live without communicating. It is very important in our lives. It comes to us as breathing comes to us. So we are going to talk a few things about grapevine communication, which is also one of the types of communication. It's a method of informal and unofficial form of communication held in a workplace. It does not have any defined structure or agenda, and it is carried out by the people in an organization in the form of rumors, gossips, false statements, and half truths. The name roots out from the wine of grapes spreading out in all directions. Grapevine represents that information conveyed in this method of communication spreads very quickly and without any boundary. It is an integral part of the communication channels of any organization and can be detrimental as well as beneficial for the company. Grapevine communication is associated with horizontal communication taking place between people of equal levels in an organization, and it also forms a network of intertwined and individuals across different departments in the company. In business, the grapevine is the informal communication network that exists within the organization. It represents the unofficial channels through which information, both accurate and inaccurate, spread among employees. It can provide valuable insights and foster employee connections. There are four types of chains that are associated with grapevine communication. We are going to discuss them in detail. Single strand chain, probability chain, and then gossip chain, cluster chain. A single strand change follows a single line of transmission. For example, A tells B and B tells C and C tells D and so on and so forth. Probability chain, interesting but unimportant information flowing in random order across individuals in an organization, is a part of the probability change. This transmission of information happens from anybody to anybody. Then we have the gossip chain. A gossip chain contains a group of individuals in an organization who gather together to discuss topics of mutual interest. These topics are usually insignificant to the workplace. Then we have the cluster chain. In a cluster chain, individuals share information with a few trusted individuals who then pass it on to other trusted individuals, forming a network for information communication. Then there are different types of communication in grapevine communication. There is this you can see the wheel, the free flow of cluster, and then we have the chain. Uh, these rumors in grapevine communication spread through wedge drivers rumors. Wedge drivers are known for circulating harmful rumors with the aggressive and unfriendly intent. For example, they might falsely allege that company X engages in fraudulent business practices, damaging its reputation. Then we have home stretchers rumor. Home stretcher rumors are rumors that arise in anticipation of final decisions or announcements, serving to bridge the gap during periods of uncertainty. Then we have wish fulfillment rumor. This rumor expresses hopes and inspires creativity. They lead to solutions and increased efficiency in specific departments as employees desire changes in the workplace. And the fourth one is boogie rumor. Boogie rumors are fear-driven rumors arising from the employee anxiety, causing uneasiness, especially during financial constraints like budget cuts. These damaging rumors, such as layoff speculations, necessitate formal management rebuttals. Then you can see their early research findings says that transmits information rapidly in all directions, more active in homogeneous groups. This transmits some degrees of truth. Not all information that is shared in grapevine communication is false. Sometimes it has its own advantages and it has its own disadvantages. Those we are going to discuss in detail. Then, what are the characteristics actually? What is it that makes grapevine communication? Is sometimes considered a very effective form of communication as it can pass on information very quickly and extensively. It can make any kind of information reach all levels of an organization in a very easy manner. These are 10 most important characteristics that we are going to discuss in detail. It is very impactful. The grapevine is widely trusted by significant number of employees in the firm. Many employees rely on the grapevine as their main source of information and a trustworthy channel for communication regarding facts and events within the organization. And we have, it is highly flexible. Formal forms of communication requires following norms and procedures, and communication in the grapevine is flexible and free of formalities. There are no set rules and regulations that has to be followed whenever any communication takes place. That's why it does not have any kind of formalities. Information is distortion. Sometimes the information passed on through various points or individuals without any proof or documentation, it's mostly distorted because there is no authentic document present in that. Information in a grapevine is not trustworthy and cannot provide validation. It also follows oral methods. Communication in a grapevine that follows oral communication method instead of written communication. This is not written. It is not written communication. It is oral communication. And instead of channels like emails, memos, etc., this makes it an easy communication method. The advantage of grapevine communication is that it is oral and it can be transmitted easily from person to person. Implicit information. Lots of unsaid information that is not included in formal meetings are included in grapevine communication. This makes it more interesting for employees. It is also comprehensive. The grapevine contains everybody in the organization in its network. In most cases, no individual in the organization escapes the grapevine. People talk about people talk about issues, people talk about the agendas or the, like I discussed in the earlier points, that it is about layoffs and about finance and things like that. Fast paced information in a grapevine travels from one point to several other points. It is like one person to another and one person saying it is going like in all directions and this person tells this likewise. Huge audience, yes. Since the grapevine network is widespread, it has a huge number of listeners. Although individuals may not pass on information, they sure do listen to them. Oral, mostly undocumented, fast hours instead of days, crossing organizational boundaries. I mean, people can talk anything. There is no limitations to talk. So, inaccuracy, deletion of crucial details, not controlled by management. Did you hear about Dan? Oh my, do tell. People are curious about other people's affairs, what is going on in the lives of other people, and things like that. It can pierce through secure networks and make information pass through anything. It therefore is considered a very effective way of communication. And it is also inconsistent knowledge. knowledge is flowing through a grapevine cannot be validated or relied on. It can change its form and shapes at any point due to distortion by individuals involved in that. Where does grapevine communication exist in the organization? So, what happens and how this communication gets into effect, we need to discuss. Grapevine communication makes place in the workplace where employees engage in gossip, groups, and informal communication channels. According to research, only 10% of employees in an organization engage in grapevine communication. Employees who take part in these conversations and pass on information to other individuals are the key communicators of the grapevine. These are the people who keep the grapevine communication alive. The grapevine also takes place at the management level between managers of different departments. Most lower and middle managers are part of it and sometimes use it to learn what information is being revolved around the organization. How can organizations manage grapevine communication? Yes, people cannot avoid it. Instead of trying to do it, with a lot of difficulty or having a sense of impossibility, may managers and organizations need to manage this communication effectively. Grapevine communication challenge is the most active during times of uncertainty in an organization. Hence, they must clearly communicate with their employees through formal channels about ongoing issues. A regular flow of accurate information from trusted sources will reduce the spread of rumors and prevent the enlargement of the grapevine. So, the management has to take care about how this information reaches people, the other employees, and how it should not affect their goodwill. Formal channels must release factual information, and all lines of communication must be open for employees to ask questions. Some of the best practice for managing grapevine communication effectively are keeping employees informed through announcements, having approachable management and leaders, avoiding communication of unnecessary information, practicing open communication channels, and then focusing internal influencers, creating an ask and answer channel, preparing or training employees for rumors. Suppose the profit amount of company is known, rumor is spread that this profit is 3 on that basis. So, how can rumors and gossip in a grapevine communication be addressed and mitigated? To address rumors and gossip in grapevine communication, incorporate transparent and timely official communication, fostering trust, engaging dialogue, and leading by example, monitoring and addressing misinformation, and providing training on effective communication. These strategies help organizations manage and mitigate the negative impact rumors. So, what are the examples? Here are a few examples. New project development. Employees in an organization catch wind of a new project that is being quietly developed within the company. The information spreads quickly and generates anticipation among colleagues. This unofficial knowledge allows employees to prepare themselves mentally and brainstorm ideas ahead of any formal announcement. This fosters a sense of engagement and proactive involvement in the upcoming initiative. Then comes the layoff rumor. Within the grapevine communication network, employees start to hear whispers about a potential round of layoffs in the company. This unsettling rumor spreads rapidly, causing the grapevine to become a breeding ground for speculations, anxiety, and uncertainty. The negative nature of this rumor highlights how the grapevine can amplify and propagate unsettling information. This leads to heightened stress and decreased morale among the employees. See, there is also some, if it has the darker side, it also has some advantages um, of communication. So here we are going to discuss about any four advantages of grapevine communication. Quick feedback mechanism. In this grapevine network, it acts as a feedback mechanism for the company on its policies and procedures. Not only it is quick to respond to new processes in the organization, but also it has high engagement from all employees. Then it also provides a channel to address grievances. Grapevine communication allows employees to talk about their needs and requirements in an unrestricted environment with no hierarchical barriers. Then, communication with time efficiency. The flow of information in the grapevine requires less time and hence communication is made more efficient. Managers can leverage grapevine communication to enhance organizational communication in a faster and more productive way. Here, if you want the communication to spread, tell the employees that it is a great secret. Foster employee connections. One of the most important elements that bring employees closer to becoming friends in an organization is gossip, a form of grapevine. Deeper employee connections increase job satisfaction and in the end help in retaining the employees. There are also some kind of disadvantages of grapevine communication. It causes further stress. During the situation of uncertainty, these grapevine communications can increase and stress and anxiety among employees, causing further havoc. Uh, if the salary is going to be held for this coming month, if the grapevine communication sends this information, people who have a lot of engagements and who have commitments may become more stressful and it might play havoc on their health. Induces misunderstandings. Since this form of communication has no formal authorization or procedure, voices may go unheard or suppressed. It can also lead to misunderstandings. Then also it has invalid information. Since the information is being passed on quickly, the validity of it is not maintained, which causes unreliable and false information to circulate among the organization. And then it also restricts goodwill. There is a chance that the real agenda of the information becomes distorted and comes out with a negative connotation. This can restrict the goodwill of the company as well as the individuals. So, yes, we cannot leave the technology behind when it comes to this communication also. Technology has played a pivotal role in communication. In the earlier generations or in the ancient times, written communication happened through pigeons. Then it started with the postman sending the post with airbase, and then information reached to us within days. And now, sometimes in days and sometimes in hours with telegram and the kind of information that used to be shared in earlier years. But now, at the click of a button, the information is being shared through the media because of the availability of technology, inexpensive availability of technology, and accessibility to each and every individual throughout the world. And the world has become a global village. So we'll see what technology has, how and what play, what part did the technology influence on grapevine communication. It has had a significant influence on grapevine communication, both in terms of its facilitation and its impact. Hence, are some ways in which technology has influenced faster and wider. Technology accelerates the speed and widens the reach of grapevine communication. Greater independence and anonymity and privacy features in the technology encourages freer sharing of information. Since the sender is not known to the people, there is anonymity, People can share any type of information, whatever comes to their mind. Amplification of the information. Rumors can be rapidly amplified through the technology. More reach. Global connectivity through technology expands the Grapevine network. Then we have the social media and applications like WhatsApp being used on a regular basis makes the Grapevine even faster. Short messages in the form of tweets, updates, or stories have a larger influence on the people than hour long meetings and discussions. This also comes in the form of online gossiping, which can be boon or bane for an organization. The audience over the internet is highly sensitive. Small conflicts can rage up large audiences through social media. Hence, companies must be mindful of the grapevine network happening in the virtual world while keeping a check on the real work networks. And let's discuss what are the factors affecting grapevine communication. Homogeneity. A homogeneous organization encourages more informal communication such as grapevine. Then poor formal communication. It bridges the gap in an organization where official communication is not up to par. Uninformed employees foster rumors and gossip. We have the third one is informal social groups. The information that flows in these groups acts as sidelines to formal meetings. It can lead to conflict and anxiety in mismanaged organizations. If the organization is managing its affairs in a dignified manner, it can prove to be a positive aspect. But when it is mismanaged, then it can play a havoc about the reputation of the organization. And then we have the fourth one place as a personal agenda. People may engage in grapevine communication to uplift their personal status and make them feel accepted in social settings. This is also a cause of the spreading of rumors if they are not up to the mark. So they might come and talk negatively about the organization. Nature of the people. Some individuals in the organization, like for grasping attention and manipulating situations in their favor, encourage grapevine communication to validate their points of view.
Like, share and subscribe. Hit the bell icon for more updates.